best technique in creating an exit plan, it's a bit like, what's the best anything? Is there actually an answer? Who is the best cricketer, footballer, rugby player in the world at the moment? I don't know, there's a lot of good ones. Exiting, it depends, first of all, I suppose, why you go into it. That I've done several things over the years where I have sought to create a business, perhaps not making a lot of money from revenue, knowing that I was creating a capital asset that I could sell to somebody else. I'm an initiator. I'm not going to stay in anything for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Just not going to happen. So in deciding an exit plan, you've got to first of all decide why you're doing what you're doing, why you're going in. If you are building a business which you're going to live off and support your family off for a normal working life, whatever that is, then it's going to be very different. The problem is in exiting that if you've built something that you think is worth money, even if somebody else thinks it's worth money, can they raise it? With something like a lease, the longer you trade, the shorter your lease, the less valuable it is. You might need to think, if you've got a 25-year lease on something and you're 15 years in and looking to come out in 5 years, you might think about actually going back to the freeholder and saying, not I'm going to leave soon, but can I negotiate a new 25-year lease? They will often say yes, because they are only interested in owning the building, having the property properly looked after, and somebody paying them rent. So they may feel in that situation that they're winning, they're getting greater security. That then gives you a much more valuable asset to sell when you leave. One of the great issues of small businesses, and certainly hospitality businesses that I've been involved in, this has been true, they can very often be built around the individual, around the personality. You take that out, and what have you got? You have got an established customer base, but the new person has got to build a rapport with them. And I don't think it actually matters how good they are. They won't build the same rapport. And therefore, people are wary about overpaying for goodwill. And goodwill is not a tax-deductible item either. And so it's very hard to find an exit. I suppose one of the best exits has got to be, it's almost back to Winston Churchill and writing a book. He says writing a book is a toy and amusement. Then it becomes a master, then it becomes a mistress, then it becomes a tyrant. And the final phase is that you kill the monster and fling it about to the public. So if we translate that into a business, you're consciously building something to sell to somebody bigger, to kill it and fling it about to the public. And that probably is the most effective way of getting out of a business and getting value. But it depends what your business is. If you're running a lovely, good, efficient, profitable, friendly, successful card shop in a provincial town, you're not going to sell that to anybody. There isn't a way out, frankly. So you go into it knowing that it's your living, it's your livelihood, you like it, but at the end of it, you're not walking off with a crock of gold. And so you need to look at pension as being something other than your business. If you're able to buy the building, and a lot of these little shops, you would be able to buy the building because they're relatively cheap. They're not of great significance to the freeholder. It's just a widget. It's just something in their portfolio. And if they sell you the goods, they go and buy them. They're not attached to it as you are. And so if you can buy your freehold, that's the way to go. Because when you come to leave, you don't sell the freehold. You sell somebody else a lease. And that gives you the rental income as part of your pension. And if you're in for the long haul and you've borrowed over 20 years, you've probably paid off your mortgage. And therefore, all of that income from the rent, which will go up every 3 to 5 years, is a pension for you. Exiting, I think, is actually harder than building the business.